Hey there, friends. How are you today? Today we're going to be in Luke's Gospel, and we're going to look at this really very interesting little place where Jesus asked the question, "Who do you say I am?" Now, he doesn't start that way. He begins here in Luke chapter 9, verse 18, while he was praying in private, and his disciples were with him. He asked them, "Who do the crowds say that I am?" And they answered, "John the Baptist, others Elijah, still others that one of the prophets has come back," or I think the King James says risen again. And then Jesus says, "But you," he asked them, "who do you say that I am?" And Peter answered, "God's Messiah." Now you notice the difference between the two questions. So the first question, who do men say? So this is everybody else. That's an easy answer. It's an easy ask, easy answer. Because we are all the time telling what others believe, right? It's easy because I'm not invested in what others believe. I can have an opinion about what others believe, and that's easy too, but I'm not invested in it because it's not what I believe. And he didn't ask that. And so you'll notice that it says they answered, the disciples answered, so that everybody's telling him, "Oh, well, John the Baptist," and then, somebody chimes up from another place, Elijah, and somebody chimes up from another spot, "Oh, one of the other prophets is risen from the dead." So they're all answering the question. And then he asks, "But what about you?" Now see, you quickly go from opinion to belief, because it's easy to tell the facts about what other people believe, or maybe not the facts, but, the statistics, the poll results. This is what others believe. That's easy. It doesn't hurt. It's not personal at all. It's just the facts. That's it. Then he says, "What do you believe? What do you say?" He says, "Who do you say that I am?" Now all of a sudden, you'll notice it gets quiet in the room with the disciples, wherever they are praying. It gets real quiet. It's no longer they that answer him, but it's one voice, Peter. Now we can applaud Peter for standing up and saying this, because he says, "You're God's Messiah, you've come from God." Peter gives his opinion. He gives his personal belief. He says, "This is what I say about you." Well, what happened to the rest of the guys? What happened to the disciples, the group? They were very vocal just a minute ago telling Jesus who everybody else believed he was. But when Jesus says, "But who do you say?" Now that "you" there is meant for everybody, all the disciples. Who do you say? And suddenly he shuts it down just like that. And Peter answers, and it's good for Peter. Thank you, Peter. But the question is, how come everybody else doesn't answer? Where are the rest of the boys? Well, they're silent, aren't they? Because it's so much easier to share what others think than what you think. Because then you have to put yourself out there, don't you? You have to make a stand. You have to make a statement. This is where I am. This is what I believe. And that's exposing. We expose ourselves in that way. We make ourselves maybe a target for ridicule. We make ourselves, an object for, review. Actually, we put ourselves in the place of the other people that we were just talking about a minute ago. So where am I going to line up? Am I going to line up with the group that says John the Baptist? Do I line up with the group that says Elijah? Do I line up with the group that says one of the other prophets has risen? Where do I line up? Or is there another answer, like Peter's answer, God's Messiah? Where am I on that continuum? Peter got it right, but what about the rest? And I say that to us, what about the rest? What about us? We know what Peter said, but that's Peter's answer. What's your answer? Who do you say Jesus is? It's a very important question, and it will determine your eternity. Well, I hope you'll join me again next time as we look at the next pastor's letter. And as I said to church on Sunday, if things get worse and the governor here in Ohio shuts us down, then we'll probably increase the pastor's letter and how many times how many times I publish. That'll probably increase. So if things do go that way, then I'll start publishing the pastor's letter more so that we can continue to have this connection over the video and through the published newsletter or the pastor's letter. So look at it today. Read the devotion, read the catechism, some good poetry in there today by Dr. Osterbrock. So check all that out in the pastor's letter, and I'll see you soon. Love you guys and miss you. Bye.